Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us on Shagalinku TV. My name is Ambassador Emmanuel Gabari, and it's good to have you here on the show. We're streaming live in three destinations on Shagalinku TV Facebook page, on Shagalinku TV YouTube page, and also on my personal page, Ambassador Emmanuel Gabari. It's also to let you know that even after this broadcast, you can still listen to the interview and with our guest even after the show. So the videos will still be here. We're looking at challenges and issues affecting persons with disabilities, and a whole lot of issues always come up. And sometimes when you are in a political space or in a meeting, you hear people talk about inclusivity and all of that. But are we truly, truly inclusive? Do we also know what inclusivity is all about, or is it just when people talk about inclusivity, they talk about bringing women and children and all of that? They don't look at other minorities, maybe people with disabilities. And then even within that space, how do we even project when it comes to programming in buildings, in banking spaces, in public spaces? How do we also include? So it's not just for the words. Anyway, I have a guest here. He's not a stranger anymore on this show. He's been here some time back and he's here again. Honorable Peter.
Hi, good evening, Ambassador Gabari. Good to see you again.
How are you
Good to see
doing?
you. Thank you. Good
Mm.
evening.
Yeah,
Good
so
to see you.
just I know you have been here before, but a whole lot of new viewers will be watching the show even after now. So tell us who Peter is, what's the organization, what do you do, and all of that.
All right, thank you very much. I am very delighted to be on this show today. Coming to always having to talk on your show gives me so much joy because you are doing a whole lot to promote visibility for marginalized persons, especially persons living with disability. So my name is Comrade Peter Irorere Odion. I am a human rights activist and the team lead for Excellent Improve Reachout Initiative. At Excellent Improve Reachout Initiative, we work with disabled persons living with disability. We also work with marginalized persons. So basically, what we do is to give disabilities to persons with disabilities in Nigeria and across the globe. So we do policy. We try to help review policies that speaks to persons living with disability. We do empowerment program to build capacity of persons living with disabilities in Nigeria and at large. And also, we also do a human rights program because if you look at persons living with disability, they are faced with so much human rights violation. So one of our core program at Air Initiative is to do human rights program human rights activities for this marginalized group. So personally, I'm also a grassroots politician because I believe in being in the space to change narrative. So I'm into politics, and of course, I'm also working with an NGO that programs for marginalized group in Nigeria. So I'm very delighted to be on this show today on a bright Sunday evening and seeing Abasa Gabari shining. So it shows that our government is doing well.
Now you sabi. Thank you very much, Peter. So, for all of you watching, you can join us. If you have questions for Peter, please drop it in the comment section. We'll pop it up on the screen. Linda Anthony says, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you very much. Linda, do let us know where you're watching from. And if you have questions or comments for Peter, we'll also take it. We're looking at the challenges and issues affecting persons with disability. Now, Peter, let me also come back to you. You talked about visibility. So, how visible are people with disability? Because sometimes, too, in terms of programming and all of that, people just say inclusion, inclusivity, and then they just box people into women, uh, youth, children, and say these are the marginalized people. But even inside that, how many organizations really have spaces for people with disabilities? even in the political space, even in schools. Sometimes we've had instances where people with disabilities are turned down or not given admission silently. They might just put it under, oh, quota is filled up or this is that, but we all know visibly that it could be because of this, that, and all of that. So how visible are people with disabilities?
Okay, thank you very much. The truth is that people try to hide under the umbrella of doing programs that are very inclusive, but then they look at inclusive is maybe persons living with HIV, persons who
Use
vulnerable
drugs.
girls. They look at women, they look at youth, and they said, okay, our program has been inclusive of persons. But the truth is that that is not what inclusivity is all about. We're looking at you doing programs that will capture everybody in that diversity. We're looking at having programs that will get persons living with physical impediments in all of these spaces. Take for example, you go to government offices, you don't see persons living with disability. You go to universities, you also don't see persons living with disability. There are no special classes to say, okay, uh, what are we bringing together to program for this person. But when you go to their documents, when you review their policies, you see it clearly stated. But in terms of implementation, they don't do these things. So I feel that Nigeria is still very, very still not doing well in terms of bringing persons living with physical impediments into spaces.
Okay. So let's even come to persons with disabilities now. Are there yearly events? Are there policy change that stakeholders are pushing to make sure that persons with disabilities have visibility? Because another thing, like women always say, if there are no special representation in policy making tables, it's obvious that such policies might be lost. Everyone will be looking out for their umbrella and all of that. Are there special days for to celebrate persons with disabilities? Are there policies that you people are trying to also push forward as a protection, so to say?
Okay, thank you very much. I'll start with a special day to celebrate persons. Yes, there are days set aside to celebrate persons with disability. But then, what is the needs of doing that, setting that day aside? What remarkable impact is that day speaking to these persons? Now, there are policies that speaks of persons living with disability, talks about physical impediment, talk about intellectual disability, learning disability, and all of those. All of these things, there are policies that speaks to them. But how far with the implementation? What are we doing to ensure that these policies are really working? Take for example, you see in Nigeria Constitution, they will tell you when you have people living with disability coming out for political position, there
Offices.
should be a certain percentage of waiver for them. Yes, beautiful documents. I call them beautiful theories. Those are beautiful theories. Do they implement it? I don't want to even talk about my own personal experience where I had to contest as a counselor in my ward. In my ward, what happened? The story still remains the same. There's documents to speak to it, but when it comes to implementation, people don't follow. Oh, I lost my life. People don't follow those implementations. So obviously, we have beautiful documents. We have things that speaks to all of these things. But at the time of implementation, we don't get those things done. So now, what are we doing? Now, one of the strategies we are doing is to say that we need to be in that spaces. We need to be in that spaces to ensure that our voice will be heard. Enough of people speaking for us, people telling the world, I think this is what they go through. No, you cannot think for us. We want to be in the space to determine, to develop programs for ourselves. We want to also be in the space to talk about how we feel it well. So that is what we are doing.
Okay. I'll take a few messages now. This is from King Courage. It says, "Bravo, watching from Abuja." Well, thank you so much, King Courage. Says he's watching from Abuja. Please do share the video, share the link if you're watching us right now, and remember also that the videos will still be here even after the show. Our guest is Peter, and Peter is reporting live from. Should I tell them where you are reporting?
I'm in Nigeria.
Anyway, I'm reporting live from Abuja, the capital city of Nigeria, and then Peter is reporting live too from Nigeria. So we are all,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, so Peter, you talked about something very important, and that's about your experience because it also happens with women where we always shout inclusivity, inclusivity, and women come out to run for offices. They tell them, "Oh, you are not married, so you are a blah blah blah. You are not this. You don't have the money, and all of that." And then yet we talk about women issues. Now, for persons with disabilities, it will also shock you that even people from your community will not rally around to support you, and they know that when you are there, you will push for policies, you push for agenda that tilts towards helping the community. So how does it feel like, firsthand when people you are supposed to, you are expecting support from will just turn you down based on your abilities or your disability, so to say, because there's always ability in disability.
Okay, thank you so much, Ambassador. The sad reality is that when they are turning you down, they don't tell you that this is because we are turning you down because of your disability. They always look for a story
Excuse.
to come with. Honestly, so and we are saying that people should not be disenfranchised because of their physical disability. Take for example, in the last presidential election, something happened. I'm a unit head for my unit. So right from when I was coming inside the primary school where we cast our vote, I had a bike sign. So it was like so up, election day, that everybody your five sense organ is working
Of
because
reasoning.
you want to know what is happening. And I just like, is that a gun, somebody or a machine? So I wanted to look at, and I just thought it was somebody with disability. You understand? In fact, I had to practically run back there to assist the person to
To
clear
come
the
inside.
road for to come out, get through to their police center. So these are persons that are making commitment to come cast their vote. But I want to ask you, how many persons will rally around that person if he is coming out for an elective position? No, they will not want to. What would be that say, how can this one represent us? How can we produce such a candidate? So honestly, for me, I'll just maybe take a second to share my experience. So when I indicated my interest, they talked about some level of education which I was able to provide all of these documents. And I can tell you for free, I can tell you this is a public space. I was one of the most qualified person for that position, but I didn't get it. But nobody came up to tell me why I didn't get it. But deep down in me, I knew why I was there for child. But I still didn't let it take a turn to me. I said, yes, that I didn't get it today means that I need to still do more, create more awareness. So in my little space as my organization, we build our major focus is persons living with disability. We need to build synergies within first ourselves. I was walking along the road. I saw somebody with physical impediments, person like a blind person here. So I was like, in fact, I watched for a while to see if the person would misstep. That person did not misstep. And he walked up to a lady, ma, please, can you cross me to the other road where you have Baptist church? And I was like, fuck. So it means that when this person alighted from the bus, he knows how many steps he needs to take to this place. It will interest you to know that that woman shifts and didn't render that assistance. So for me, I knew I was going to help, but I wanted to get my facts correctly. He approached 2 to 3 persons and nobody offered to help. And I went to meet him. Silently, do you want to cross? He said yes. And I crossed him. So when I got there, I asked again, do you know where you're going to? He said yes. And I stood. He walked and he got his direction. So what are we doing in society? There is no love. People don't want to show persons with disability any form of assistance. This now brings me to the challenges we face. We face challenges at workplaces, communication, policies, social, transportation, stigma, physical barriers. Go to the hospital today. Those using wheelchair, there are no ramp for them to climb through. I was at the airport. I was at the airport recently, and I saw somebody with disability. I was struggling to get in. He eventually got in. I felt that, oh, maybe because of this person's disability, they'll break some protocol. No, the person had to go through that. And I went to approach him. I was like, sir, what's your policy? Will you want this person to stay on this long queue before he gets to their turn? And he was like, he needs to wait. I'm like, no, you don't do that. So most of these things, most of these challenges people face is based on some of the persons don't even have the knowledge of the right thing to do for these persons. They do it, even those that want to do it, they do it with stigmatization. You know, say the guy, he blind. As he blind, so can you make it comfort? No, wait, your language is communications are also form of challenges to us. You get it? So
Yeah.
policies, why are policies challenged? We have policies that are not being implemented. Transportation. Can you go to you want to travel, you want to go, there are no ways, there are no travel companies that speaks to say, okay, how do we program for persons living with disability to say, okay, there'll be a format to wheel your chair inside before you sit on their buses or whatever it is. No, all of these things are not being done. Those that have learning disability, how do you communicate with them? Those that have intellectual disability, how do you also pass your messages to them? So all of these things, programmatic disability challenge. You want to do a program, you say, okay, I'm doing my program for girls, I'm doing my program for boys, I'm doing my program for women. You don't even look at, oh, how about those coming to access my services, my program? If there are persons with disability in the group, how do I manage them? No. You go to a conference where you have over 50 persons. There is no sign interpreter in that place. It's a great challenge, but there is a law that speaks. Can I be heard? Okay. When you're having a for over some numbers of persons, there should be a sign interpreter. But they don't implement such policies. So all of these things are basic challenges that persons face, and nobody wants to do anything to address it. Leaving persons to be traumatized, leaving persons to start having developing mental torture. There are ways people will present themselves to you. You start going through mental depression for no reason.
Okay. So now that you even talked about the challenges, let's also even look at another angle that people don't talk about. Even the survivors don't also talk about it, and that's gender-based violence, that also happens. A lot of times in relationships, for persons with disabilities, their partners always feel they are doing them a favor, When they quarrel, they talk down at them psychologically and rain them down and tell them, look at you. You are the manage. You will nobody feel carry you. I just they even manage you. They don't also realize that these are human beings and all of that. So how do we begin to address such issues, for persons with disabilities that also have partners who make them go through psychological or physical or even financial violence, so to say?
Okay, most times I like to address concerns with personal experience. So growing up, getting intimate partners, one of the things that have struck me to where I was, or the things I went through, was that when I go into a relationship, I have this mentality that this person is coming to this relationship, is she's doing me a favor, you know. So I try my possible best to invest in that relationship. I try my possible best to be a victim in that relationship. When I mean victim, what do I mean? Take for example, I'm in a relationship that, my partner maybe didn't pick my call for a while, and I was supposed to be hungry because you were not accessible at the time I need to talk to you. But guy, I go get the way I go take first switch. Because there's this subconsciousness that, if this person leaves you, nobody will take you. But I'll tell you the truth, that is a very, very decent lies that we tell ourselves as persons with disability. So I started investing so much on the relationship and leaving myself to be a nightmare. But then, what happened? When I was called out in 2021 as from somebody like, you this disabled in by side and all of that. And I was like, I got so struck. But you know what happened? There is always a breaking point for somebody. And that breaking point is where your redemption will come out from. I told myself, I said, I'm not doing this again. What I'm doing now is I'm going to make myself better for myself. I started investing so much on myself, my well-being, my look. I was so intentional about me. And that is how I broke that's how I broke out from that self-stigma. So the GBV we go through first are perpetrated by us. Because our mind will first of all play a fast game on us to say, you dare not lose this relationship. If you lose this relationship, there is nothing for you. Honey, if you lose that relationship, there is so much for you. And when I left that violent situation, I'm doing so well. Let me use the word, now they rush me. Because
Hey, okay.
so you need to first of all be intentional about yourself. You present yourself well. So yes, still no doubt, we still have spouse that perpetrate gender-based violence on their partner as a result of their disability. So my advice to this person on how to address it is to be intentional about your happiness. Be intentional about what you want. Be intentional. Did you follow this? I think you senior special advisor to River State Governor Jerabat, a lady with disability. I think she had one good position. She's doing what she got married to the man of her dream. I think one of the ways she achieved that was that I guess that she was so intentional about building herself. So that is the first thing. I look up, like, I lost track of that wedding. So at a point, what I did, I went to her wall. I was gracing at the wedding. And I was telling myself that yes, this person should be a role model to 1,000,001 persons living with disabilities in Nigeria and across the world. I was so excited for her. But many persons are also going through issues that they cannot speak up. But that lady, and some of us have built ourselves to that level where we tell ourselves that we are just in for us. How will you get a spouse that will appreciate you when you don't appreciate yourself?
True.
Most times, like today, I was talking to my colleague. I said I want to go and buy something. I said I'm very intentional about my look. But what I see is what I get now for myself. And I was saying, it was like, Peter, something changed about you recently. I said, yes, a lot's changed. I'm very intentional about how I want myself to feel, because if I don't love me, nobody will love me. If I go to a house where a child insults the parents, the child will not expect less from anybody. So this is just going to talk about as a way of advice to persons with disability. Appreciate yourself. Bring out that beauty, the color in you. Bring out that your ability. Disabled person are very creative.
Okay. Are you there? Hello, Peter. Are you there? I think we lost Peter for a while. Let's just pray his connection comes back. We'll be wrapping up soon. And there's a message here for Peter. I pray when he comes back, we can still read it, but it says it's from King Courage. It says, my question here is that how will someone feel when someone says to the person that he or she is just managing you? Okay, so Peter, when you come back, uh, just let us know uh, what your answer will be so that okay, I think Peter has gone off. So we'll wait for you to come back, Peter. But just to let you know that this is Shagalinko, and we'll streaming live from the capital city of Nigeria, Abuja. And today we're talking with Peter on the topic challenges and issues affecting persons with disabilities. And he's been really, really detailed and giving us some enlightenment on the topic. We'll just wait a while and see if Peter is back so that we can bring him on and then wrap up the program. We'll have a few minutes more to go on the program and then we'll wrap it up and then see how it goes. For us here, we feel that inclusivity should be holistic. We should be able to carry everyone along. We should phantom ways in our programming where people should be all hands should be on deck, so to say, like they always say in the field work. Everyone matters. All lives matter, like they always say. And I think this is something we need to look into. Peter is back, so I'll bring Peter in, and then he will answer this question that was thrown here. By one of our viewers. Okay, Peter, welcome back. Someone sent in a message. King Courage says, my question here is that how will you feel when someone says that he or she's managing you? I guess that is thrown to the community. That how will they feel when someone tells them or their partner tells them, I'm managing you? Or what
Yeah,
should they
so
even begin to do? Yeah.
okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I
Okay.
can.
Yeah, first and foremost, sorry about that break. I lost my internet. So now, whenever people tell you use such negative comments on you or persons with disability, the first thing they target is they want to reduce you. They want to take that your power, your self-esteem from you. So yes, as a human, you should feel bad, but then don't don't rely on that comment. Build a strength to say, oh, this person does not worth me. This person is actually not seeing what I'm seeing in me. Break out from that relationship. Because anybody that truly loves you will use comments on you that will appreciate you. I have a partner who constantly use words that will make me want to live life over and over again. So on such negative comment, what I just advise folks is that quickly leave, quickly run out from that situationship or relationship. They're not worth you. They don't want your existence because such words are target on bringing down your self-esteem. Of course, when somebody damage your self-esteem, what are you living for? So the first thing I would just take is, have a recess and silently make yourself feel better and walk away.
Okay, thank you very much for that. We're wrapping up now, and I'll just ask a few more couple of questions. I think I will still bring you back. So much I need to ask you, but very few times. So I'll just ask you the last thing now. What would be your word of advice to persons with disability? How can there even be synergy, unity, and bond amongst the community of persons with disability? Because the truth is also that even while a few activists like you and others are very vocal, we still have in the community where people still um, don't feel a self-worth, don't feel the need to just move on. They'll be like, oh, it's God that gave me, it's God that put me in this condition, so let me just take it the way it is. How can there be harmony, unity, and peaceful coexistence in the community of persons living, persons with disability? Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for that beautiful and brilliant question. I think so. My first word is to say that Rome was not built in a day, and secondly, is also tell my colleagues of persons living with disability to come and build themselves, learn from people's experience, have positive role model, have people that you look up to. Oh, what is how did this person achieve their goals? Where were they? How did they come to the situation where they are now? That is one. Also, self self exposure, communicate with person, break out from your personal stigmatization, relate with positive mindset person, build synergy. Now, I'll tell people what most persons does are unhealthy competition. No, that is not synergy. When you are building synergy, you are looking at somebody to say, oh, this is somebody I'm looking up to. I want to learn from that person. I want to be like that person. Yes, it's a good aspiration to like, I want to be like somebody. But you can achieve that without running that person down. You can achieve that without bringing that person bringing the person down. So building strong allies, building strong synergies amongst ourselves, and personal capacity building. We need to go away from that self stigmatization. Because because I am this, because I am that. That is why I cannot achieve that. No, start telling yourself that no matter my situation, am I having learning disability, intellectual disability, physical impediment, whatever disability I'm having, that is what it is. But then that I will not allow that define me. I will not allow that limit me. I want to make life meaningful for me. And when you do that, yes, most times, like if you see me, I know you've seen me in one or two occasions. When you see me being active, my brother, deep down, if I stand for long, my waist they pay me. Oh, I still feel that, what I'm living with. But then I don't allow that peak take so much of me. I can just break for a while to relax because of my condition. But then I'm still very, very creative. I cannot say because of my disability I should be limited. No. So please, this is an appeal that we should rise up for ourselves and also for allies. Those of us that have children with disabilities, those of us that our spouse are living with disabilities, those of us, our brothers, relatives, we need all your support. Help us educate people. There are ways you can show support without stigmatization. But what people do these days is to stigmatize even before rendering assistance. So please, we're asking allies, we're asking relatives, we're asking society to assist us in breaking these barriers that we face. And of course, one thing I will also tell us, I want to live with, this is what I want to live is that there is always ability in every disability. There's so much we can do that we don't even know we can do. So please, I want to ask and I want to leave you with this charging comment. Find yourself. Find yourself. Take yourself. Like most times when I'm in my restroom, when I'm in my bathroom, bathing, singing, I start getting that, oh, I think this is I can do this, I can do that. Find your best time to get that gift that God has planted, the universe has planted in you. Obviously, we're very creative persons. Don't allow the world talk down on you. Don't allow society draw you down. Be a change agent to yourself. And of course, when you see a fellow person living with disability, render assistance, share ideas, ask how were you able to. I had, I had a colleague that I ran into as because of working, and I learned so much from that girl. The way she carries herself, the way she dressed, she affected the way I dress. I see the way like with your disability, you are still looking. So that's what it is.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So as we wrap up now, who and who would you like to greet? Are there support systems that you have? Are there
Yeah,
organizations? Just this is the time you can greet all of them as we wrap up now.
yeah. I want to thank everybody who has supported me. You know, I want to also thank my very good friend who has just been appointed a special advisor to the local government chairman, Honorable Michael Sazer. Thank you for all your support and congratulations on your new position. And I want to use this opportunity to tell you that please, uh, you need to start speaking on our behalf in that as a strong ally. Your local government change can start from your local government. Tell your local government chairman, your local government persons about persons living with disability. Let's start working together. Also, I want to also say shout outs to my elder brother, um, Uncle Sage Irorere. He has just promised to sponsor this year. Every year we have disabled conference. This year disabled conference was supposed to happen in August, but then because he's our main sponsor, so he's saying we are pitched to us to take it to December. So we're going to be having one of the best disabled conference this year. And also, I want to say thank you to Ambassador Gabari. One thing that's always inspired me about you is that you don't fail to give us that your platform for us to have this visibility. I'm really really very grateful to you and your organization. Forget Ambassador Gabario is a strong activist, so thank you so much for all you do. Thank you and thank you for having us in your program today.
Okay, Peter, thank you so much. So that's the size of our program. The videos will still be on. You can watch it on Shagalinko TV Facebook page and Shagalinko TV YouTube page. We hope to bring Peter again, maybe a few weeks or couple of days to the Disability Day to talk more about that and the lineup of programs they have. And then we might still bring him on after the celebration to tell us lessons they've learned and recommendations that they've done. So thank you so much for joining us. My name is Ambassador Emmanuel Gabari, all the way from Abuja, and saying stay blessed, have a beautiful Sunday, and remember as you move on to Monday,
Bye.
be week, be good, and have a nice day. Bye bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.